Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was just having a slight technical issue there. My microphone was not on. Now we should be good. So if you can hear me in the chat, if you could just let me know, that would be appreciated. Cool. So that about sums up my week. I've been very busy this week. Started a new job, so tonight's just going to be a relaxing stream. Cool, thank you, Liz. It's going to be a relaxing stream. We're just going to do a bit of development. Nothing too strenuous, just some .NET. But yeah, hopefully everyone else's week's been good. Be happy to hear how your week's been going in the chat. Cool, thank you, Derek. Yeah, so just if you feel like, have a chat in the chat. I'm hopefully going to be monitoring both chats this time. I was having trouble with that lately, so hopefully that's good. And yeah, let's just get on to building some stuff. Trying some new music as well, because I had some issues with music being caught by copyright claims. So I'm trying a different music provider that should be DCMA free, but we'll see how that goes. So hopefully the music is all good volume wise. Cool. Let me turn it up just a tad. Alrighty, so let's get into what will we build. We're trying to build a new blog page. I'm trying to build my own personal page again. Because I was using GitHub to host my blog, and it's been fine, but I do want to try and build my own. It's a really good side project to kind of build your own. So let's have a look. We should be building. I think where we were last time with this is we were doing some databasey stuff, having some fun there. Where it wasn't building, and if I spell .net right, we should be able to just run. Okay. And now if I follow this, so I'll grab that, we'll open Edge. Cool. Alrighty, so we've got our basic there, and we know we have the auth there, which we'll play with later. We're not going to do too much auth tonight. Cool. Alrighty. So, pages wise, alright, we still got the weather page, like this kind of thing. We'll move that in a minute. So, I think where we were up to was getting application user DB. Let's see if I can just remember where we were up to. I thought we were doing something else with this, or maybe that was a different one. Anyway, this one's working. How are we doing our database? Oh, this was using a local database. That should be fine. All right. So we're doing blog, so let's do blog post. Add in some fields, so string title, oops, we should do a copy ID, title, content. We'll just call it created. We're not going to call it created at. string author. And the author's only going to be me, but again, let's make this generic. Let's not like assume that I'm the only one that's ever going to use it if I make it well. Okay. We might also do tags. Okay, that should do for now. So what we'll need to do then is add this into application DB context, and we need to reset blog posts, hit public set of blog posts. Just go ahead and build that, make sure that all builds does. Add that to, let's complain, but that's fine. Database update. Alright, so we go add that to our database. Apparently there was already an object named blog posts. Yeah, I thought I was doing something with this, but clearly I've it's been a week since I've touched it, so clearly something interesting happened there. Okay, that's fine. Let's just object already named blog posts. No, I don't want to leave it because I know this is going to cause problems down the line if I just leave it. So let's see if I have Data Studio here. See if I can get into this local database to actually interrogate what is in just let's see if I can connect to, let's just use a connection string. Use this whole connection string. No, I don't need to update you. Let's try connect under those that connection string. I remember I was trying to do this previously and it was just being painful. Yeah, of course you're being painful. Let's just try connected. Cannot be, no. This is the database and we gotta put in trusted connection. Alright. Come on, let us in. Let me in. No, does not. Okay, okay. Just gonna drop that. Alright, I know doing the thing previously where we shifted this to doing I think we're going to use local So using SQLite. So let's just do that. Just gonna add in SQLite here, because this is just an easier way of doing this. And then come over here to program, and instead of use SQL Server, we do use SQLite. Connection string. Copilot, help me out here. What's the connection string for SQLite? Data source. Version 3. Okay. Let's come back over to here, and we will just comment that out. Default connection. Data source is equal to DB, and then I think it was telling me to do a version 3. Okay. Now we'll do that build. It's fine. We'll run this now. I think there's an error when we do this. Apparently connect string version is not supported. Okay, let's try it without the version. I think there's a data type issue for SQL. Yep, and that's in the migrations. Which one is it in? In all of them. Just change these to 256s. Just don't want to. What I can do is replace. I don't want to rename symbol, change all occurrences to be boop 256. See if that works. I think do that again here. Boop 256. Cool. And again. That doesn't work, then we'll just change it all to text. Anything here. Alrighty, let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Alright, cool. We may run into issues with that later because we have set fields to be 256 that may have been longer, but cool. Alright, and now if we do a run just to make sure it's actually run the application. Should, yep, should be good here. Okay, stop that. We can see our database here. I thought I had an extension for SQLite. do. Or is this one? Might be this one. Let's grab that one. Okay. And there we go. Cool. Alright, there we are. We can now see our database. Hooray. Cool. Let's continue on actually doing stuff. So we'll remove that for now. Mostly going to need to refactor again later on the TV, but that's fine. We can do that. Hey Nemesis, how you going? Hope you've had a good week. So just working on this. I'm building a personal blog page. I'm just doing a bit of a chill development day. Nothing too serious. Just using Blazor and SQLite. So nothing too strenuous today. Alrighty. So we've got that. We've got our data for our blog posts. So let's go and add some pages. I'm going to go get rid of these default weather pages. We don't need that. Got a route in there. And actually we'll put this in the home page. I want to do the list of all of the actual pages. So let's put in a code block here. And we're going to do a private list of blog posts, and we're not going to do a new one. And then that's right. Nice. Yeah, next year is pretty. I have a project in plan that once I get back into the swing of things, I want to try and build a front-end page with a back-end service in as many different types of or combinations of programming languages, or programming languages / frameworks. So I want to do like a Next.js front-end with, say, like a Java Spring back-end or something crazy like that, and just see what it's like developing all those different combinations. Because I've done a little bit of TypeScript and stuff now, and it's been interesting. I do like Blazor because I like having everything in .NET, but I'm definitely opening more up to that JavaScript front end world lately. Now, Copilot's told me that I should be using a service here, which is correct. I should create a service. Service. And we'll do an interface. Yeah, the Go HTMX outline looks pretty interesting. Oof, Copilot, settle down. I don't need that many iterations on things. How about this one? Get posts, get up by an ID, create, update. So, yep, that's pretty good. Let's do that. I'll do a public class blog service, implementing iBlog service, and then it's not called blog post. It's called application DB context. There we go. And we don't have a to-list async in here apparently. Yeah, I don't think, like, I'm trying with Blazor just because I really want to get more into Blazor with fluent UI elements. I want to give that a try. But yeah, definitely I think using those more lightweight front ends with heavy API backends is better. Yeah, there's a bit of a cognitive cost to transitioning to learning something new, but it's always good to stretch yourself out. It's always good to kind of stretch those muscles on learning new things, and see how it all plays out. All right, what has Copilot done here? A lot of things. So, to list async. There we go. That fixes that one. This one's complaining that it might have a null. So what we'll do is we'll do a var. We'll do var post, and then we will return post. That's completing because it could be null, and we'll say if post is null, then we will throw an exception. Add here is fine, and we have to save changes. We can do a modify here. It's fine. And we will again do a if null, then we throw not found. Cool. That's all pretty straightforward. It's complaining that I don't have a namespace, but I guess okay, I do have a namespace. I should be using my namespaces. I'm getting a bit lazy about that lately, but we can just do it at the top level here, and that fixes all the namespacing. So I've got a couple of choices on host this. I might host this locally. I've been working on my home lab, so that'll be running then in Kubernetes locally in my home lab, or I might host it as a web app in Azure. I'll just see. I'll work out hosting costs and things like that. Mostly I'm gonna go the local home lab route, just because then I get a bit more hands-on with that home lab, but we'll see what the stability of that is like. Cool. So that's our service there. Now, what namespace did I put? I was complaining about that namespace again. It's fine. So I'm going to need to using data here, and then need to do the inject the service, yeah, and get posts async. Alright, now it's giving me some kind of horrible issue, which is saying it can't. Wait, why am I doing that? What are we doing here? Did we create this as a... Yeah, alright. No, we're not gonna do an iron enumerable there. That's just a pain in the butt. Gotta do a list. Yeah, on-prem. Well, look, I've got to keep some kind of on-prem skills set up. Who knows? Maybe the cloud will crash. It's also, I think, because I'm doing Kubernetes, it's like on-prem, but not really. It's still working in that Kubernetes containerized space, so skill set still applies. All right. Now, I changed you, didn't I? List. Why do you still think? There we go. Just to retype it. You're going to say that you're not null, so we can just make you new. That's fine. And when we initialize, we'll get the blog posts. Cool. And then here, yep, we'll do the recent blog posts, and then a for each. Thank you, Copilot. And it's given us... Now, I don't know if that's actually a class. This I will turn into a component for doing kind of like the card. But we'll see at the moment. So, let's build that and give it a run. And see, make sure that I hasn't broken anything. Which I have. Yeah. Always do this. Always forget to register the dependency in here. And I will have to do this as builder.services.add scoped log iblog service log service. Has to be scoped because the database connection is also scoped. So let's try that one again. That's 5. No registered type. What's going on here? Not build. So I believe they are separate threads. So it's not like the coroutine single thread for JavaScript Python. So running that away actually will run that in a different thread, so you can go off and do something else if you're doing async. A lot of time it's just, again, we're deferring to running, like when we're calling an API, we're deferring that network connection off and waiting for that result to come back, just so we can also manage timeouts and things like that. So I've added in... Why did you not work? Build. Yep. That's fine. Do a run. And cannot provide a value for property. There's no registered service. But I just registered one. Interesting. Why are we not picking up the service? Oh, wait a minute. Am I... Aha. I'm not calling the interface, I'm just calling the base implementation. So let's try that again. There we go, that fixed it. Yeah, so now I was calling the actual implementation where I needed to call the interface. So we can see recent blog posts, there are none, that's okay. So now let's go and make a new page, which will actually allow us to create those. So we'll go add blog.razor. Alrighty, cool. So I'm just going to use the home page as a template here. So we'll go to page, let's see, blogs, add data, and we will inject our service. First time, so best viewers on blank. I'm not sure what you're going for there, but hello. Feel free to hang around. I'm not sure what you're going for there. May just be, don't know if it's spam or just maybe something else. That's alright. the moderation caught it, or at least caught what they were typing, so all good. Let's not worry about that. So, Copilot, help me out here. Let me fill in a basic form. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, 80% chest spare. Look, I'll take the engagement. I'll take the chat engagement. It's fine. As long as it's not upsetting anyone, then it's all good. Though if it's advertising and things, I tend to delete the advertising messages. I don't really want those. Great. maybe that's if I get this channel up to the point where I can do emojis, I'll need to get my own spam emote. See if I can find someone to make me like one of those little cans of spam. Yeah, I think that's about as close as you're gonna get, Nemesis. Cool. Alrighty, so we have our blog post, new blog post field. So this should be here. Let's go and add that to our menu. And we'll also remove the weather link. And then we'll do fluent. Oops. Don't go adding new spaces. Let's widen this up so we can actually see it a bit better. So I haven't used the fluent stuff much at all, so blogs, add. Alright. Okay, so it's giving again, Copilot's giving me suggestions. That's fine. We should be able to look at that and see what that does. Okay. Okay, we're up and running. Oh yeah, that icon works. So if we hit this, we get, well, definitely work on some styling here, but this will do for now. My first blog post is the first blog post on this site. A little bit more abstract. Alright, so I've submitted a blog post. Now, did that work? Don't think it did. Okay. That's right. First blog post. So I do want to do a markdown thing with this, so that I can actually supply it markdown files, because I do a lot of my note keeping and writing in Obsidian, which is all markdown. So it'd be really handy to have a way to submit a markdown file to the site and have it parse that markdown and generate a blog post. But just for testing and for this initial, I'm just going to do a simple form so we can get something in. Now, that does not seem to be working. Now, that could be for a variety of reasons. So we might be missing a few fields too. Let's go have a look at the database. Am I actually... Okay, I'm not adding anything into the database at the moment. So, what we have to go check is we go check that create post. So it's doing an add and it's doing a save changes. So, alright. Let us go into debug mode and figure out what is happening? Thank you, Power Toys. So we'll put a breakpoint in here. We'll go ahead and we will set up our, we'll just do a default configuration. And we'll set up debugging. I hear a lot of people saying that they have trouble with VS Code and doing the full development environment, which I don't always agree with, because you've got practically everything here that you can want. I had someone who's used both full weight Visual Studio and VS Code. I don't see a huge difference, but kind of I think that's what I'm going to have to keep exploring. JSON metadata file, ASCII content. Yeah, that sounds complicated when you start mixing JSON and ASCII and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely going to stick just to Markdown if I'm doing stuff like that. Okay, so alright, we've got this here, we've got that. Got that here. So now when we hit submit, we do not hit the breakpoint. Okay. Unclick, add post, submit. I don't know. I've never got into Emacs. I've always looked at things like Emacs, Vim, NeoVim, all that stuff, and I don't know, it's just never been something I've really dived into. I've never found them to be more useful or provide more speed, versus like VS Code to me is what I'm after in an IDE. It's simple, it has extensions to extend its capability. And it's just simple. It doesn't get in my way. Whereas I find the other ones I would have to do a significant amount of learning to get into using them, and I don't know if that would be a speed up. But everyone to their own, and all power to people who can use these systems and do see benefit to them. Alright, what are we doing? Button type, on click, add post. Why do we not trigger? We hit submit. We should be hitting this. Okay, let's just Copilot. See if Copilot can help me with this. Here's my entity, it needs a fireplace mode. I'm not sure I've seen a fireplace mode. I'm not sure. Like, if you want it to be full screen and just like phase everything out, then I mean, I guess. But I guess in my context, I'm always bouncing around. I'm not always in the IDE. I'm like bouncing between this CLI and the browser. Quite a bit, especially if I'm doing like infrastructure as code, stuff like that. Okay. So it's likely to use the default behavior of form submission. So it's telling me I should, in the form, add a on submit, and it's telling me to do this weirdness. And we are making a mess. Okay, so it's code. What are we doing here, Copilot? What are we doing? Creating a method, and then we're saying prevent default. But where is that? I don't think that's what we want. I think we want an on submit to be at post. Maybe that's what we want. Oh, let's try that. Let's stop this running. I think that's the thing with Copilot is it's impressive, but you do have to still drive it. You can't just let it go off and do its own thing, because it will run. It will run you into the ground at some point with a suggestion that looks correct, but certainly isn't. So I always caution people to kind of be aware of that. So, yeah, it's one of those things that I've come undone in live demos as well, where I'm live doing something, Copilot's just thrown me under a bus with some random solution. So it's like, that's not what I need. But it's still a very impressive tool, and I still think that once you learn to use it properly, you will definitely see a speed up. Alright, so did we trigger at that time? No. Something funny is happening here. So, doing the on submit, because you hit the submit button, it's type submit, so it is firing here. Let's go look at development tools. Am I hitting like an error or something? Is something happening in the output? Nothing. Console. Nothing seems to be out of whack, but it's just not firing. It's definitely in the form still when we're doing that. I'm definitely binding to the post. So why are we not? Yes, it's a regular HTML form, but we're binding it. So we've got an on submit. So we're calling, so we have a submit button, so that should be triggering submit. Let's check if it's making that networking tab. So if I do, and we say, so we're definitely getting traffic. It's harder to tell. I wonder if Fluent's getting in the way. Because you can see the Fluent TypeScript and the Blazor. So this is one of the difficult things with Blazor, is debugging through this way, because it's not straight JavaScript. So we're not able to actually get that through. And because we're not calling an API here, this is all running inside, so we're not going ahead and calling an API where we can see, am I submitting to an API? But we're just not hitting. Can so this is telling me it's due to, I don't think. So when you click this button, it triggers a form submission, which by default causes a page refresh. Maybe that's what's happening, is we're doing the page refresh before we can get here. I think that's what it's trying to say. So how do I stop? Yeah, that's doing it on click to prevent default. Could do that, and then we could do a on click calls post, and then we remove it from here. That might work. Let's give that a shot. So we're trying to override the default behavior of that HTML form. So let's see if that makes a difference. All right. It's called testing. No, we're still just getting that refresh. Yeah, we're not. Okay. Now I have a question, which is Blazor Fluent UI form. So let's go and see if we're using this Fluent UI Blazor components. Is there a form in here that I can? That's basic docs. That's examples. I don't want examples. Emojis. Where is just the list of things that you have? Just want to see your list of documentation on the demo site. Because if it has a form here, then that's going to be easier. Forms and inputs. So we have all these different forms. Basic Fluent UI form. Okay. So they call an edit form here rather than. Okay. Let's have a look at doing that instead of just the base form here. So, boop, get rid of this. And let's bring this up here. Wish I could. Should really get an extension which allows me to embed a basic HTML file into the VS Code so I can side by side them without getting too fancy. I'm sure there's an extension that does that, I just haven't looked at it. Alright, so we want an edit form. Ooh. And it will tell what model, and it'll have an on submit value and a form name. Okay, so if we just do edit form. Okay. And we needed a, I think it was an on submit. Where was it? So a model and an on validate. So model Was it equals? Just a model equals. New blog post. That needs a. So that's new blog post, which is that. On submit and post. Again, I'll just check. It does want the little at and post. Okay. No, it has that already here. Am I overdoing that? Maybe I am. Let's just back off a bit. I want to keep things simple. So let's attempt this again and see how this goes. Okay. Yep. Okay, edit form requires the model parameter. Okay. It's one thing that I'm now noticing that could be good, something I haven't looked at, that Visual Studio's VS Code isn't doing is hot reload. That could be useful. Alright, let's try that again. So now we've supplied the model this time. So let's see if we can. There we go. Testing, and post. Nope, no one click. But we told you to do that, so are we being overridden? Maybe. How'd they do it in the demo? So we know we have the on valid submit, but we're not going to bother doing a validation. So the fluid button of button type submit. Okay, so rather than doing that, we do a button type submit. Type is button type submit. Okay. Learning all sorts of front-end UI stuff tonight. Okay, and then we say on submit and post. Now, the other thing I've just realized that could be the issue here is whether or not it's expecting something. So do I have the signature of this correct? No, let's go have a look, because maybe I don't. Maybe there's some stuff that it's expecting in the signature of the method to actually have that I'm not calling. Okay, we actually had something. The post request does not specify which form is being submitted, and I need a form name. Okay. And we'll call this blog post submit. We are getting somewhere. Yeah, I agree that this is why I've struggled with front end a lot, is because I'm definitely much more of that thinker that it's let's write the API back end and someone else can do a front end. I'd rather spend my time working on an API in the back end, but I think what that's led to is that I've become a bit rigid in my thinking about how the developer experience is for front-end devs. And that's why I'm really pushing myself lately to do more front-end, even though it's not my comfort zone. Making plenty of mistakes, doing plenty of very newbie things. I think it's important to understand the development experience for all devs, really. It's kind of my goal at the moment, is to really understand how the things we do and the systems we use and the tools we use affect the developer experience for everyone. Okay. Yay, we hit the breakpoint. We are making progress. So, now let's see, did we set anything that we wanted to set? I don't think we did. Yeah, no, I can see that the blog post, I think, is null. Yep. So, we're getting somewhere, but not quite. So my new job, I am a principal engineer at a consultancy. So I'm doing DevOps, developer experience, and platform engineering. So I don't really get to do development now in my day-to-day. My main development now is on stream, and it's just around making sure I keep relevant in those skills. But a lot of the time what I'm thinking about is how can we use these cloud tools and deployment environments and make them so they're easier for developers to use, so developers can focus on what they want to do. And providing value in the way that they're doing their feature building, system building, and I'm just providing them the tools and the environments to their job. So that's pretty much where I sit at the moment. So that means I do a very wide array of things. Like at the moment I'm doing a lot of work with Microsoft DevBox. I do a lot of GitHub Copilot education, teaching people how to use the tool and rolling that out to groups. And then also just general developer experience, like how do you speed developers up, how do you do branching strategies with Git, how do you get people to work together on large projects, all sorts of stuff. I wonder, do I need to do that? Is that going to change anything there? Let's give that a shot. Learn, testing this content. Cool. And boom. Still getting a null, but let's step in and see if anything. No, so it still had not actually created that. So it's making progress, just very slowly. Why is that text field? So again, let's go back to that example we were looking at and see how are they doing that. So they're doing, so we don't want validator. A text field, they got a bind value and a label and a required. So that's fine. How are we defining? So we're setting that. So we are setting a new. Should most likely be doing that. That makes sense too. Maybe because I don't have a get set. Maybe I I'm not initializing it properly. We can just do new here too. Is it new or is it new? So many changes. Remember when that used to be like you couldn't do that. It's like new what? You have to go and actually define everything out. Now they're giving you all these shortcuts. So maybe that'll change it. Let's give that a shot, because maybe we haven't, because we didn't allow a set, and it was set privately. It was saying no, I can't write to it. It's a read only. Let's go and try. Bump. Hit our breakpoint. Yep. And nope. Still no. Okay. Just thinking. And I want the public. We want that uninitialize. What's it? Uninitialized. That's it. We want to say new. We want to be setting the set that. That's going to override goes first. Protected override, not public, because it's a protected class or protected method. There we go. On initialize, we're overriding and we're saying set that there. Right, let's see if that throws us an error. Okay. Apparently it's going to throw an issue because there was nothing to add. Apparently we had a submission waiting. Okay. No, still nothing. What am I missing? We don't have a name. Name, bind value, model. Let's just try. What are we doing? Content. Can I breakpoint all that? No, mostly not. Yeah, we are giving a private here. Okay, let's do it again. still just not helping us here. I'm definitely doing something funny that I'm not sure about. Why are these fields not being set? Shouldn't need to do that. It's telling us that, hey, maybe it's not. That maybe we need a value changed and to go and add. I mean, that's what bind value should be doing, theoretically. Yeah, should we bind value here? I wonder. I wonder if I don't need that. Content. Have I been wrapping things in quotations that I didn't need to have? No, this one was wrapping in quotations. Well, let's change something. Let's give it a shot. Nope, still nothing. Why are you not setting? Okay. Let's go down to this one. So again, we should. I can't see anything that should be stopping us from setting those values. Okay, let's go and I think I might have an idea. Let's make these nullable, which means we're going to need to go and do post null update. Just because I've changed things there, that's fine. Alright. What else did I break doing that? Made those nullable now. So I'm wondering if what was happening is it was trying to pass through, like parsing what's here and then saying, hey, you don't have those nullable fields. Also make this nullable as well. Let's get a complain. That's fine. And let's see if that improved anything. I'm actually getting a possible null reference there as well. Okay. I mean, it mostly is null because of the refresh, but that's fine. We have broken something. Yep. Okay, are we still running? Yeah, okay. Well, we're getting something. We're getting something. We now have a value for created being populated. So, let's bring this back around. Still complaining that there could be a null reference, but that's fine. We'll break this eventually. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, and now that's popped up again. Okay. Just gonna skip through. It's gone and actually created a value now. Because of course it has. And this. Come on. What's still does not like something. Just looking at the example again. That looks fine. I'm gonna go and ask you because I don't think that's helping me at the moment. That's bind selected. Using the text field. Close. I love when they're closed in activity. Well, Stack Overflow, let's see if you can help us. Yeah. People saying there's too many bugs, too many issues. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help me at the moment, but still, let's try doing this way. Try this. No, that was what I was just in. Not helping me here at all. Alright, let's try something. Going to so should just be do that. We'll bump there. See if there's an issue with it trying to put it on here, on the actual object. Maybe. Page. At the blog. Helps if I can spell. Here we go. Alright. Now. Nope. Still null, still null. It's just not setting those things. Why are we not setting? Okay. Let's do. We'll do then and on. Versus do. What was it that we had to do here? Value changed is equal to string val val. Okay, give me all sorts of issues with this. because that mostly. We mostly don't need those either. Spell this right too. Okay. So that should be then triggering on that. Let's see if that had any change effect at all. All right. Nope. Still not. Are we? Seeing any issues? So a timeout that doesn't help us. Just not getting the value from these fields. It's super annoying. Fluent text field. Like find value. Should just be. Don't think that's gonna work. I think I'm just having stabs of the dark at the moment. Okay. No. Okay. Just doing the same thing over again. It's not giving us. We just use a. Let's strip some things back. Test on my screen for a moment. No. No. Gotta be missing something here really basic. Just like this. Okay, let's strip things right back. Like we won't even use this. So you can just bump that off. Bump that off. So I'm gonna call this title. Let's submit video thing. Maybe I'm missing this annotation. Let's try it. That's going to tell us we're missing. What are we missing to enable? Maybe that's something we were missing. Yeah, the supply parameters from form. Okay. Happy down there, not happy with that. Let's get one of those. Get rid of that. Maybe as simple as missing that annotation. I'm gonna just put that in there too. Let's see if that will do a thing. Okay, it's doing a thing. So we'll just go simple. Nope, title is still null. What am I doing wrong? definitely just doing something. It's not happy. Running. Front end dev. No, it just does not want to bind this value to this object. Alright, let's try this. Let's try and really just replicate this whole form. So let's strip this back. We are gonna just get rid of all this and see if we can get that base example working from the documentation. So we have an edit form called this. Okay. Form name is hello. Okay. And lots of red lines. And then we're going to grab this, this, and this. And we'll grab this in here just too, so we can. Okay. So that's all of that example code. If that's not working, something else is happening. Alright, so that worked. Okay. So now we know that works. Let's try and do something a bit different. Let's say okay. There. So then we change the model to blog post. Blog post title. And here we will say I'm not doing that one. Yeah, you didn't need to make a lambda out of that. Why am I trying to make a lambda out of that? Alright, cool. So theoretically, what all we've done is change the model that we're talking about. I'm saying bind to that. Alright, so let's give that a shot. Okay, so technically that works. So let's go through and just verify that. Okay. Not sure what the difference between that and what we were doing before is. So now let's try and properly. Okay. Okay. So let's try this one. Right. There we go. That's okay. Cool. Now let's try and create this as a fluent text field and a text area. Button. This button type. Submit. Okay, so we're back to pretty much what we had before. Oop, and cannot type, do something with the button type. What did it get wrong there? I messed up something. Big T type, not little t type. Okay, that was my mistake. Alrighty. Nope, not on Windows. Oops, spelling. And edit form requires either a model or edit context. Edit form does have a model. That's interesting. Why did that all of a sudden fail? Well, let's just reorder it. Edit form requires either a model parameter or an edit context parameter. But I've given you a model parameter. Do you need that? I don't know why you'd need that when previously it was fine. Hey, what's going on here? Let's just I'm going to go back to here. Just going to hit submit. More parameter edit context. Why are we all of a sudden lost our ability to do the thing? What have I changed that has broken its ability to do the thing? Okay. Okay, so back to a point that works. So what is it about adding in the fluent text field that is breaking the model? Still has the model object here. Even on submit. Maybe it's missing. It's missing that. It's a bit strange that as soon as we try and do that fluent component, it just straight up breaks. Okay, no, this is working now. Are we still getting? No, now the title's null. Interesting. Interesting. Annoying, but interesting. Because when we use the fluent text field, we are doing something that is breaking it. Okay. Now I'm gonna try and leave that there. I'm gonna put the name there. Leave that here. Just wondering if the name's getting in the way. It's very odd. Yeah, it's just something in what we're doing with this is no longer binding. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. Because we're still getting, this still works, that still works, so why doesn't that work? Not sure. Okay. We're just going to no, don't use that. Go back to calling it input text. Just leave it like that for the moment. Okay. So could we do a label? that gonna do what I want it to do? Let's find out. Alright, let's load up the page. Yeah, I'll do that. So do that, I'll label content, another break. Mostly use divs in here, but will this do? It's been a while since I've done HTML to know if that will work or not. Let's have a look. Yeah, that kind of worked. So we do so this is a test blog. We submit. Okay, great. So now what we can do is come over here. So on submit, we will then do a blog service. So add blog post. It is create post. And we'll do task. And we'll await that. And here we will just say blog post has been submitted. Okay. Most likely we do want that to bounce us back to another page or to an edit page or something like that, but we will work that out later on. Alright. Submit. So we can see that is correct. Go bump, and we have submitted that, and then we continue. It says has been posted, submitted successfully. So now if we go home, there's the blog post. Cool. So now if we went to add another blog post. And we hit submit. And I'll just commit through that. We go home, and there's our second blog post. Cool. Alrighty. So we're getting somewhere now with that. Bit of a shame that the UI elements I wanted to use for the form, sorry, apologies, didn't work. Not sure why. It's very odd. Might have to try and ask a colleague who is more inclined with UI development why that may have been the case, because I certainly don't know. But we'll leave it there for tonight. So what we did get done tonight is we switched this back over to a SQLite database. We should actually be able to go and look at our database now. And if we no, we can't see any of the data inside apparently. Wait, refresh. Nope. Weird. Thought we would be able to see some data in there. I guess not. Unless it's because it's running. Don't know. We should have seen some data. I will look at that later on. But we have connected it to, we were getting the data back out. We were seeing that on the main page. So that should be fine. Not sure what these two are doing, but that's fine. Cool. So next time we will work a bit more on the edit page, delete page, trying to get some more styling, as I do want to do a markdown parser, so that if we have markdown files we can parse them in and do some formatting, something like that would be useful. Excuse me, definitely my bedtime. So anyway, I hope people enjoyed the stream this evening, and I hope you have a pleasant Friday. If it's Friday where you are tomorrow, or if it's Thursday where you are now, I hope your Thursday goes smoothly. And you have a good weekend, and we will catch you next week. Alrighty. Everyone have a good one. Bye.